वो बोलते हैं कि कल उन्होंने अनुवाद तो किया था,
हाँ,
किंतु जो बाद में आपने बकारी वाला श्लोक बोला था उसको जो है कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाए ठीक से कि क्या आप बोल रहे थे। तो मैं उसको पहले बोल देता हूँ, उसके बाद में फिर उसमें कुछ और एक्सप्लेनेशन होगी तो आप दे देंगे।
अच्छा जी।
कैन यू रिपीट द पॉइंट व्हाट यू आर आस्किंग?
कि that whole verse, the explanation Maharaj is giving, if you could explain that. And then he starts speaking about Rasgullas, the 10 rupees.
Maharaj was mentioning, I think there are devotees who have heard about it earlier also, that how Maharaj mentions that Krishna is only Krishna when he is with Srimati Radhika. If he is not with Srimati Radhika, then he is not Krishna. He is Bakari, means the killer of Bakasur. Why he mentions like that? Because Maharaj mentions that when Krishna appears in this world, all other incarnations are also there in him. And Krishna, he is busy in performing his pastimes in Braja. But whenever there is a time to kill the demons, then who does that? That is been done by Narayan, or that is been done by Vasudev in him. So in this way, that Krishna who is killing the demons, maybe sometimes is known as Bakari, sometimes is known as Aghari, but he is not with Srimati Radhika, because Vasudev cannot be with Srimati Radhika. So in this regard, Maharaj started mentioning what is the real meaning of Krishna. The meaning of Krishna is all attractive, a personality who can attract each and every person. This is only possible for Krishna. Why? Because he is having all the rasas in complete form in him. Can say like if there is Vasudev, he cannot attract the devotees of Srimati Radhika. So that's why he is not. Why he cannot attract? Because he is not having all the rasas in him. But Krishna can do that. So when somebody attains that Krishna, then and only then he can be fully satisfied. And Krishna, when he is with Srimati Radhika, then and only then he can satisfy everybody completely, otherwise not possible. So in this regard, Maharaj started mentioning that can say like if somebody is having full stomach, then if somebody gives them 10 rupees or 100 rupees or asks them to take 1 or 2 rasgullas, is it possible that that person can take? No. Why? Because he is complete in himself. So in the same way, the devotee who is worshipping Krishna, Krishna means who is with Srimati Radhika, they are complete in themselves. They don't want anything else. Why? Because they are able to attain everything whatever they are in need for. This is what Maharaj was mentioning, I think. Any other thing in this regard you wanted to clear? Any question today?
She has question. She has Jagannath Deity, but they not.
Who is having? Okay.
Yeah, but they not in town. Then she worship, continue to worship this deity.
माता जी के पास में एक जगन्नाथ, बलदेव, सुभद्रा ऑल टुगेदर उनके पास वो विग्रह हैं, और किसी भी भक्त के द्वारा उनकी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा इत्यादि नहीं की गई है। तो बोल रहे हैं कि क्या वो उसकी पूजा कंटिन्यू रखे?
रख सकता है।
If she desires, she can continue. Maharaj was mentioning in Faridabad there was one devotee who came and mentioned that the deities are there but not installed by anybody. Then Maharaj mentioned that it can even be installed like in so many different ways. If a pure Vaishnava only sees the deities, then also it is called installation of the deity. So if then over there we
না
saw
প্রণাম শুধু ওটুকু নয় প্রণাম করে
if he has having darshan of that Thakurji and he does pranam, that is also called installation. So over there we saw that devotees, they brought deities in Faridabad, they showed to Maharaj paid pranams and whatever he was chanting some mantras, so that can be done also. Yes, Bakula Didi.
Is it possible that great community can be in the heart of someone which is devoid of Krishna bhakti?
कोई किसी व्यक्ति के हृदय में जो अभी कृष्ण भक्त नहीं बना है, क्या उसके हृदय में वास्तविक रूप में दीनता हो सकती है?
हो सकता है, इसी कारण कि आप तो दिखता है हुआ नहीं, लेकिन आपको लाइफ का ही फास्ट नहीं है।
ना उनका प्रश्न है कि कोई व्यक्ति अभी भगवान का भक्त बना नहीं है।
ना वही तो बात बोलता हूँ, भक्त बना नहीं तो उसका लाइफ यही स्टार्ट, इससे पहले नहीं था।
अच्छा, आपका कहने का अर्थ है कि यदि उसमें दीनता दिखाई दे रही है तो हो सकता है जो बाहरी रूप में अभी भक्त नहीं बना है, किंतु भक्ति पहले वो करके आया हुआ है, उसी के कारण से उसमें अभी दीनता दिखाई दे रही है। और जब तुम्हारे को भक्ति भी दिखाई देगी उसकी प्रकाशित होती हुई, तब वो उसका गुण बन जाएगा। ठीक। So Maharaj is mentioning that yes, it is possible that if we see externally that somebody has not become devotee yet, but humility can be seen in him. Maharaj is saying that can be happen. That is possible. Why? Because it is not that when we see that somebody is performing bhakti, only and only then he has started bhakti. It may be that that person may have followed bhakti for so many previous lifetimes, but in this lifetime you are able to only see his humility. Externally bhakti has not manifested yet, but it can manifest after some time, and then that humility will increase more, and that will be like more how to put it into the words is like in Hindi we say sone pe suhaga, can say like Krishna, he is very very beautiful, he is having all the good qualities, but when he is going out to graze the cows and coming back, all the dust is there on his body, it increases, it enhances his body, it enhances its beauty, Krishna's beauty. So in the same way, when a person who is very humble, but when his bhakti manifests, then this humility becomes like enhancing his bhakti.
प्रहलाद की বাইরে আগে কিছু করেছিল
না,
তবে একটু ভিতরে এসে থাকলো কি করে
ভক্তি।
হ্যাঁ,
সেটা যেরকম আপনি বললেন ওই নরসিংহদেব ওকে বলে দিলেন,
বলে বললেন তো জানা গেল, তার আগে তো কেউ জানে নেই, প্রহ্লাদও জানে না। আচ্ছা, ধ্রুবকে কেন হলো? তার মা বলে দিলেই সে চলে যাবে। তার ইতিহাসটা দেখুন, সে পূর্বে ব্রাহ্মণ ছিল, রাজার ছেলের সঙ্গে পড়ত, তখন তার মনের মধ্যে জাগলো, ভক্ত সে, আমি যদি রাজার পুত্র হতাম তাহলে আমার এই ওইরকম নিত্য নতুন পোশাক পরতাম। তাই জন্য রাজার ছেলে করে দিয়ে তার মধ্যে অসুবিধা তৈরি করে তাকে তার দিকে টেনে নেবে। এগুলো আমরা শুধু এই এতটুকু দেখতে পাই, আগেরটা পিছরটা কিছু দেখি না, এটাই আমাদের অসুবিধা। কেন এই জন্য দেখা যাচ্ছে কেউ তাড়াতাড়ি বাড়িয়ে এসছে আর কেউ বহুদিনে হচ্ছে না। কেন হয় না এটা? এর কারণ ওইটাই, লাইফটা হলো ইটারনাল, এটা কখনোই ওই নূতন নয়। জীবগুলো সৃষ্টি করে না কেউ, জীব নিত্য, বলতে নিত্য কৃষ্ণ দাস, তার দাসত্বটা আছেই, কখনো ডরমেন্ট স্টেজ আর কখনো সেটা প্রকাশিত। এটা কখন প্রকাশিত হয়? তখন এতে সাধু সঙ্গে করলেই সেটা প্রকাশিত। যেরকম কাঠের মধ্যে আগুন আছে নাই তা নয়, ঘর্ষণের দ্বারা আগুনটা জ্বলে যায়, তখন হয় দাবানল। তো জঙ্গলে কি করে আগুন হয়? কাঠের মধ্যে আগুন নাই। জলের মধ্যে আগুন আছে কিনা?
আচ্ছা,
সমুদ্রে আগুন জ্বলে কিনা?
জ্বলে।
সেটাকে কি বলে?
আপনার কাছে শুনলাম বড়বানল।
বাড়বানল। আর যেটা কাঠে কাঠে ঘষে হয়
দাবানল।
দাবানল। দাম মানে লাকড়ি,
হুম।
তার মধ্যে ঘর্ষণে সেটা দাবানল। এখন সেই জন্য এইগুলোর পঞ্চভূতটা এর মধ্যে রয়েছে, কারোই প্রকাশিত, কারোই ডরম্যান্ট স্টেজ।
ঠিক আছে।
এই জন্য এটাতেই দেখা যাচ্ছে এই দীক্ষা ফিক্ষা না নিলে আর এটা থাকে না, এটা নয়, সেটার দ্বারা বাড়াবে।
But Maharaj is mentioning that we see in the life of Prahlad Maharaj as well as in the life of Dhruv Maharaj that even though Prahlad Maharaj he got chance to associate with Narad Rishi in the womb of his mother itself, and even externally he did not associated with anybody, but still he was a great devotee. He himself was wondering that how come that I have become a devotee even though I have not associated with the sadhus and never gone in the ashram of any sadhu also. But when he asked from Nrsingadev, then what happened? That he was able to understand that what was there in his previous lifetimes. In the same way, Maharaj was mentioning about Dhruv Maharaj. It is not that because his mother told him that oh you can go and worship the Lord, and he immediately left. Once we know that what is his past, then and only then we can conclude that oh if anybody and everybody can say to somebody that oh you are angry, you want this, go and perform bhajan, is it possible that everybody will go out and start doing bhajan like Dhruv Maharaj did? No. Why? Because earlier in his life he was a devotee, he was a son of a Brahmin, but he used to go and study with those who were the son of kings. So in his heart also this desire developed that oh if I will also take birth as a son of a king, then what will happen? Every day I will be able to wear new dress, get so many other things like a prince. So in this way this desire manifested in his heart, which was been fulfilled by the Lord by giving him birth as as a prince, but still by the Lord itself, because he was having bhakti in his heart. That's why Lord himself purposely created some obstacles on his path so that he can completely become renounced from this and then again come to the path and perform bhakti. So Maharaj is mentioning that we may see, we may not see, but Jeev is eternal, nobody creates them. So Jiva, he is having this like nature, Jeever Swarup hai Krishner Nitya Das, he is the eternal servant of the Lord. So sometime it is manifested and sometime it is not manifested, sometime it is in the dormant stage. So this is what Maharaj is mentioning, that it is not that what we see only in very short lifespan, that is the only thing. There are so many things before, there are so many things after. When one sees all things together, then and only then he can put pieces all together and able to see everything. Otherwise half truth will be there, not the complete one. ऐसे वास्तविक रूप में जो आप जो कथा में बताते हैं कि जो दीनता है वो श्रेष्ठ संग से ही आ सकती है। यदि श्रेष्ठ संग एक व्यक्ति ना करे तो
पहले किया कि ना कि आप कैसे जानते हैं?
ना वो तो ठीक है, किंतु श्रेष्ठ संग नहीं करे तो दीनता नहीं आ सकती, नहीं आ सकती। और ऐसे वाली दीनता भी कुछ लोगों में दिखाई देती है जो कि वास्तविक रूप में टिकती नहीं है। जैसे आप वो वाला श्लोक बताते हैं, पापोहम पाप कर्मणा पापात्मा
पाप संभव।
जी। तो जो कपट वाली दिखाई दे रही है उसको तो वास्तविक रूप में दीनता कहा ही नहीं जाएगा, वो तो केवल दिखावटी है,
दिखावटी है और मेंटल कंकोक्शन।
ठीक है। So Maharaj mentions again and again that the real humility, real humbleness only comes in the heart of a person who is associating with great devotees. Otherwise it is not possible. Like he gives very simple example that if a person is standing in front of his father, then what happens? He immediately, he is son and father is like bigger than him and son is smaller. And as soon as this son, he stands in front of his own son, then what happens? He becomes father and his son is smaller. So in the same way Maharaj mentions that those who are associating with high class devotees, only in them real humility is possible. Otherwise it is not possible. Like he gives example of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, that he spoke in Madras in one of the assembly, that how come that devotees, they are very humble, they consider themselves insignificant. Why? Because they are always associating with great personalities, and the greatest personality is the Supreme Lord. That's why they are feeling themselves always humble. But Maharaj is mentioning that on the other side, what we see that there are people, those who are not associating with great devotees, not having higher association, but still by reciting some words of humility, because they have heard from somewhere, or they have felt that if we recite these words then everybody will consider that we are superior, then they also sometime imitate the great authorities. Like Maharaj mentions one verse again and again, that there was a wealthy person, and as soon as he used to come in front of the Lord, he used to chant one verse, and he used to say that Papo Aham, who am I? That I am the embodiment of all sins. Pap Atma, oh, I am very sinful. Pap Sambhava,
born in problem.
I have the cause of my birth itself is my sins. So in this way he he's speaking his giving his own identity in front of the Lord, even though these words were being used by a great authority, great devotee in front of Lord, by considering that who is he, but this person is imitating the words of a higher authority and just reciting in front of the Lord. And then one devotee, he wanted to really check that what is his identity. He just called him that, oh Papatma, please come. And just by hearing these words, he immediately became very angry, that oh, just by getting 2 paisa of color and then making your dress saffron, becoming like a sadhu, you think that you are a sadhu? Then he said, well, what wrong I have done, why you are becoming angry with me? Then he said, oh, how come that you called me Papatma? How come that you call me Papatma? Then he said, well, I am not, I don't know you, I don't have any relationship with you, but in front of the Lord you are giving your own identity. That's why I felt, and you have given 4 adjectives you have used for yourself. So I wanted to call you, I wanted to speak with you. So I just use one of that, because I am having firm conviction that whatever one speaks in front of the Lord, he always speaks truth, at least up to his up to his greatest sincerity. He always speaks truth. So that was my conviction, that's why I called you. But he cannot listen all these things. Why? Because he was just pretending. So in the same way, who are pretending to be humble or use those words of the great authorities, imitating only, their humility is never ever stable. It cannot stay. Their real nature will come out in seconds, in minutes, in time. In time that can be revealed. But and at the same time, even though great authorities, and those who are having real humility in their heart, they may not show their humility. Their words may seem so many times like very different than those who are humble people, but on time their humility is also being shown, that how real humility is there in their heart. आप एक उदाहरण देते ना कौन से महाराज जी का कि जिन्होंने किसी की पादुका पहन ली थी गलती से, मायापुर आ गए थे, फिर अरण्य महाराज
कृष्णनगर परे एसे गेছেন,
कृष्णनगर से पहन के मायापुर आ गए। अच्छा,
फिर मायापुर में आकर बाद में उनको मालूम हुआ कि तो मेरा नहीं है। तो गुरु जी का कमरा का फ्रंट में वहाँ हमारा बरामदा में कोई बोलता नहीं। तो उन्होंने जब उनको बोला कि ये तो आपका ही है, हमारे यहाँ कोई ऐसा पहन के जाता नहीं, तो बोलता नहीं ये मेरा नहीं। तो ये कोई वैष्णव का होगा वो सिर पर उठाना, ये वैष्णव का ये है, ये मेरा सिर पे रहेगा, पैर में जाएगा कैसे? हम लोग उनको तो मालूम नहीं पड़ा, क्योंकि उन्होंने उस पर ही पेन किया। जब कृष्णनगर गया मैं, और उस वक्त वहाँ एक ब्रह्मचारी था, नाम है मधुमंगल। उन्होंने बोला, मैंने बोला तेरा कर्म कहाँ गया? तो बोलता है हमारा बोला एक पगला मोहरे गया था, वो लेके चला गया। अरे उनका पड़ा है, इसको मैं कैसे इस्तेमाल करूँ? तो अब हमारा एक हुआ, ये तो उन्होंने तो ठीक बोला कि हमारा नहीं, और इसको उन्होंने सीट पे रख दिया। कृष्ण का पादू तो पैर में नहीं जाएगा, सीट पे रख दिया।
Maharaj gives one example in this regard, example of one devotee of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, whose sannyas also from Srila Prabhupada, whose name was Bhakti Prakash Aranya Maharaj. Once it happened that he came from Krishna Nagar to Mayapur, and he always used to wear wooden sandals. So there was one brahmachari also in the mutt Krishna Nagar, who also used to have almost same kind of shoes. So then wooden shoes. So what happened that this Maharaj, when he came from Krishna Nagar to Mayapur, like unintentionally by mistake, what happened that he took his shoes and came to Mayapur, and then he kept his shoes in the Brahmda of Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj's Bhajan Kutir and went over there. When he came out, then by seeing those shoes, he said that, oh, where are my shoes? Where are my shoes? He started searching for it. And then the devotees around, they told him that, oh Maharaj, these are the shoes which you came with. Then he said, no, these are not my shoes. These are not my shoes. So Maharaj is mentioning that even though at that place nobody used to take their shoes, only like his Guru Maharaj's god brothers, they can take, but not any other devotees. So there was no other shoes, but he cannot believe. So finally what he did, that he said that, oh, I don't know, these are not my shoes. And he took those shoes and kept on his head, that, oh, these are the shoes of Vaishnavas, how it is possible that I can even touch with my feet? So immediately kept on his head. And afterward it was been found that Maharaj went to Krishna Nagar and asked another one devotee over there, whose name was Madhu Mangal, that, oh, where are your wooden shoes? Then he mentioned that, oh, one like Pagla Maharaj, means a person who is having no brain, and he just took my shoes and now he left his shoes, how can I wear his shoes? So he just mentioned, he did not saw him like unintentionally he has taken, or how much humility he is having in his heart, but he felt something different about him, whereas those who witnessed in a different way, they were able to relate it. They saw that how much humility was there in his heart, even though externally he never used to show that, but at that time it was being proved. So the time comes when it gets proved. आप और उदाहरण देते हैं प्रभुपाद जी वाला
हाँ
कि कैसे जब उनको वो पुड़ामा तला में सब हुआ
हाँ
तब ऐसे तो इतना स्ट्रांग बोलते थे कि वो लोग दुष्ट हैं, ऐसे हैं, और मूर्ति को दिखा करके पैसा लेते हैं और ब्राह्मण होकर के ऐसे करते हैं। किंतु जिस समय शिकायत करने की बात आई तो उन्होंने उनके लिए कुछ भी नहीं कहा। उनकी इसीलिए आप वो
पहले-
कीर्तन का बताते हैं।
ना उनने बोला ये तो हमारा
एक
काम कर दिया,
लाख रुपए का काम कर दिया
दो ढीले ही मारा,
जी।
क्यों तो तेनो कंपाउंड।
और आप उस कीर्तन में से बोलते हैं कि कुली आते पाषण डेरा अत्याचार कैला जारा तासबार दोष क्षमा कोरी जगते कैले घोषणा तरोरिवा सहिष्णुना हन कीर्तनिया सदा
हन कीर्तनिया
सदा हरि। ये वाला आप इसकी व्याख्या में ये वाला बोलते हैं कि कैसे समय आने पर उनकी वो जो वास्तविक वस्तु थी प्रकाशित हुई। So Srila Maharaj gives one another example of Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that how Srila Prabhupada was very bold and he always used to preach against Sahajiyas, Jati Gosai and all these people, and all the people they used to think that on Gaudiya Math is having like taken a mission to criticize everybody. Nobody is correct, everybody is wrong. Babajis are wrong, Sahajiyas are wrong, Sakhi Bekis are wrong, Mayavadis are wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong, everything is wrong according to Gaudiya Math. So always speaking about that. So they were having this concept. Then somebody used to even say that where is humility in them? They always say that, oh, we are the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Where is that humbleness? Where is that like renunciation? One person came from Navadvip and he mentioned that, oh, he is a person who is living in such a great building, concrete building, constructing temples for everybody, and still saying that they are Rupanugas. Why? Because Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they were living under the trees one night only under one tree, and they were passing their life like that, and now they are staying in such a big temples and saying that, oh, we are Rupanugas. So they were having these concepts. But on time, what happened that in Kulia, what like Maharaj was mentioning before 1 or 2 days, this incident again, that how in Kulia these Babajis, they attacked on Parikrama party of Srila Prabhupada, and afterward police came and inquired from Srila Prabhupada. This police inquired from Srila Prabhupada, and what was Prabhupada's comment? That I don't have doubt on anybody. I don't have doubt on anybody. And at that time he saw Tatte Nukampa Susmikshamano, that oh, how merciful the Lord is. I wanted to bring this Gaudiya Math into the light, and then by this act automatically this thing had happened, and at the same time he was having no doubt on anybody. And that time in the newspaper it was been written, Maharaj mentions again and again, that in the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there was Nityananda Prabhu who got beaten up by Jagai and Madhai. There was one Nityananda Prabhu and two brothers Jagai and Madhai, but still Nityananda Prabhu is manifesting his pastime in Navadvip. Even though nowadays 100,000 of Jagai and Madhais are there, but still Nityananda Prabhu is merciful to all of them and tries that he is trying his level best that they can rectify. So in this way, in the newspapers also it was there, as well as there was one kirtan which was written in the glorification of Srila Prabhupada by one of the Babajis who never even met Srila Prabhupada externally, who just heard about him and read his articles in Gaudiya Patrika, this magazine Gaudiya printed weekly. Over there he wrote, by reading all those things, he wrote one kirtan, and in that kirtan he mentioned this incident, that Kulliyate Pashandira, those whose heart is like a stone, those who are completely having no bhakti, trace of bhakti in their heart, Kulliyate Pashandira Atyachar Kaila Jara, they did such a bad conduct, like trying to beat the devotees, trying to hit the deities. They have done something which even atheist people will not do. Atyachar kaila jara, tasabar dosh khama kori. What is your at that time even your quality was being manifested. What was that? Tasabar dosh khama kori. You have not taken even a single like dosh fault of them. And atyachar kaila jara tasabar dosh khama kari jagate kaile ghoshana. By this act of yours, like keeping silent and saying that I don't have complaint for anybody, by this what happened? That jagate kaila ghoshana, through this you have announced all around the world, all over the world, jagate kaile ghoshana taroriva sahishuna. Unless and until one become more tolerant than the tree, it is not possible. Kirtaniya sadahari, they can always chant the names of the Lord. So by this act, this pastime, this special quality of yours, that you are more tolerant than the tree even, was manifested. So this was been announced in that kirtan. What's that? The first line.
Is it?
Just the name of the kirtan. Morire.
Name of the kirtan is Jayo Re Jai Param Hamsa Mahashay Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. प्रयास कर रहा हूँ सुनने का. महाराज is saying speak little louder.
In Prabhupada, Sri Maharaj was speaking about to serve prashad is very favourable for us. But how do we do that? When we're taking prashad, honouring prashad, what should we be thinking, meditating, and how do we do that?
बोल रहे हैं कि फरीदाबाद में आप बता रहे थे कि प्रसाद का ठीक से सम्मान करना चाहिए. उनका उसका सेवन करना चाहिए. वो सेवनीय वस्तु है. तो उसका सेवन किस भावना के साथ में करना चाहिए? मन में क्या विचार होना चाहिए प्रसाद ग्रहण करते समय?
प्रसाद विचार करके लेना. ये भगवान वो बोला ना, कृष्ण बड़ो दयामय करिबारे जीव हाजय. क्या किया?
स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिल भाई.
यही विचार से सही अन्नामृत राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ. तो निवेद डाको चैतन्य निताय. तो उसी विचार से इसको लेना. और क्या विचार
बोलते हैं उस समय क्या ध्यान करना चाहिए? यही ध्यान. इसीलिए हमारे गुरु वैष्णवों ने ये कीर्तन इत्यादि के वो निकाला.
ध्यान का मतलब क्या होता है? उसी वस्तु में चित्त को लगाना. जो कोई उपाय से चित्त को कोई वस्तु में लगाना का नाम है ध्यान. ध्यान में ऐसा आंखों बंद करके बैठ जाना नहीं. इसीलिए संकीर्तन सर्वोत्तम ध्यान.
Maharaj is saying that what is the meaning of dhyan means meditation. The meaning of meditation is that somehow or other engaging your complete mind into that in which you want to meditate, on that object on which you want to meditate. Meditation does not mean that closing your eyes and then meditating, but giving your complete energy is called meditation. So that's why and Maharaj mentioned that the topmost dhyan meditation is Naam Sankirtan. So that's why when we take prasad, our Guru Vargas, they say that what you should do Sankirtan. And what is that? Mahaprasade Govinde, all this we sing. And then Krishna Bada Dayamay. Krishna is very, very merciful. Krishna Bada Dayamay Karivare Jiva Jai. It is very difficult to control the tongue, but to conquer even the tongue, he has himself very mercifully gave this prashadam. Swaprasad Anna Dila Bhai. He has tasted it first and then giving. So with this mood, this is all the mood what should be there at the time of taking prashadam is been mentioned in that kirtan itself, Maharaj is saying. And earlier I heard from Maharaj that when they used to take prasad, then different devotees, they used to sing different kirtans also, which are there in Bengali Gaudiya Giti Guch, maybe somewhere in English also, that how Madhavendra Puri Pad came in the house of Shachi Mata, how he tasted shak over there and started glorifying, or so many other kirtans like that also.